Hi, Eli. So I'm just responding to your email about, let me just double check what you said. Trouble with question 6. You're getting close to the right answer, but your exponent is always over 1. Okay, so I looked at it and I'm not 100% sure exactly where you're going wrong on these, but I can kind of show you what I did with mine. So basically for the first one, because I think you got 2 to the power of 6 for this one, it should be 2 to the power of 5. So basically all you have to do is figure out two numbers that multiplied in 96. So you had 2 and 48, which should work. I did 8 and 12. I usually try to avoid doing the half one if I can, just because it ends up being really, really long. So if you can think of numbers that are a little bit higher, even if you try them out on your calculator, it can work out pretty nicely. So I did 8 times 12. 8 breaks down into 4 times 2. 12 breaks down into 4 times 3. And then 4 here breaks down into 2 times 2, and same thing for this 4. Once I've finished that, usually what I do, I did a little bit different there, I underlined, but usually what I do is I go through and make sure I've found the ends of all of my trees. You were doing yours a little bit different, just like multiplying out, which I feel like might be where you're losing track of what's going on. That's why I like the tree, is because then you know like the end branches are the only ones you're counting. And it's pretty hard to kind of get them mixed up because you're always branching down, right? So now I'd look and say, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twos, so 2 to the power of 5, and then I have 1, 3 at the end of the branch, so that would be right there. I'm just going to pause the video a second and I will have a look over what you did to see if I can find your error. Okay, so I just looked over yours and I can see exactly where it was. So you went 2 times 48 gives you 96, so that's great. And then you went 2 times by, you broke down 48 into 2 times 24. That is also great. You would have been good with that. But in the next step, for some reason you did. So if you're going to do it this way, what I would recommend is you go carry down the 2 that you had already there. So that'd be 2 times 2. And then 24 is 2 times 12, but you added an extra 2 in between there. So you just need to be really careful. I would recommend drawing lines to kind of show so that you don't have this problem again. So this 2 goes there, that 2 goes there. This 2 never should have been there, but you do have a fourth 2 in there. And then the 24 is just made by 2 times 12. Okay, and then you could carry on with that, right? So now we would have this 2 carries down, this 2 carries down. And then this 2 is going to carry down. The 12 has to be broken up into 2 and 6, I think is how you did it. And then we have to break down that 6. So again, this 2 carries down, 2 carries down, 2 carries down, 2 carries down, and then the 6 has to get broken apart into 2 and 3, which can't be broken down any further. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twos, just like we saw here, and 1, 3. Okay. So in all of mine, I kind of go through it like that, and I always circle the ends of my trees so that I don't get confused when I'm counting them up. But if you prefer to do it this way, that's fine. Just make sure you carry them down properly. So it looks like it's just a matter of keeping your work neat and tidy and making sure that you're not adding any extra values in there in order to do these types of questions properly. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully it's helped you to pick out where your error is. And yeah, let me know if you need further clarification on that.